welcome back to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be, first let me introduce myself. Hi, my name's Kate. Welcome back. We don't do this often, but today I wanted to do something a little different, something that I really enjoy doing, and I'm gonna bake a loaf of bread. I haven't baked a loaf of bread in a while. I found the recipe I want to use. It's from, I don't know, I started out, maybe I'll link it, maybe I won't, maybe you'll just have to find it yourself. So I'm going to be making this loaf of bread. I am gonna fuck around with the recipe a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of whole wheat flour as well. This recipe just calls for all purpose, which I have. I'm gonna just mix, I'm gonna do like 3 cups of of all purpose, and then a cup of whole wheat, or maybe just half and half, just half the different flours, which is probably what I'll end up doing. I have my dry yeast. It only calls for a teaspoon, so I already have some open in a bag. I get my my dry yeast from Aldi, cheap, and it calls for 1 warm cup of water, a tablespoon of olive oil, and a tablespoon of sugar, and 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So that's what we're gonna do. I decided to make bread because we're having soup for dinner, and I really love a nice bowl of soup with some crusty bread. And I know it's like 90 degrees outside right now. I don't care. This is what I like to eat. This is how I eat, and yeah, that's what we're doing. So let's go ahead and grab our items. So back here I have my KitchenAid. It's beautiful, right? I'm just gonna take it off of here, and I'm gonna plug it in the meantime. I'm gonna attach the dough hook on here. I might not even need to do this, but whatever. It's quicker, right? I'm gonna make the bread in here. So we need flour. I'm gonna grab that. All purpose. Whole wheat. Okay, so I have everything I need around me now. I'm gonna sit so maybe you can see me better. I'm probably like out of frame this whole time because my camera's not up high. So let's just double this down here with me. So we need a spoon for sure. A big one. We need salt. I'll use this salt. Some salt. Sugar, which we have here. Salt, sugar, about, and olive oil. So, and we also need water. Let me see. I'm just looking at this. Read the recipe a little bit. In a bowl, combine flour and salt and set aside. In a measuring cup, measure the warm water, add olive oil, sugar, and yeast, combine well. Okay, so that's how we're doing it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the flour and the salt in here. So I think I'm gonna just mix half and half. I just like wheat. You know, it's good for you. My cups. So it's 4 cups of flour all together. Oops. I'm trying not to make a mess because I don't want to clean up a huge mess. Because also, like, while the bread's rising and stuff, I'm gonna do some house chores, and yes, I'm wearing a really nice outfit for that, but like, I just was dying to wear this dress. I ordered it from Shein, and it's cute. So yeah, 1 cup of wheat flour, 2 cups of wheat flour. And I keep my flour, normally I keep it in the freezer, but I don't have enough room in the freezer for the wheat flour. So I just have it in a like Ziploc bag, and I'm storing it in the fridge closed. Okay, dump that in here. That's good. And I'm just gonna scoop in here. I don't care what you think about my cooking skills, so go on ahead, roast me on using my hands. My hands are clean, okay? I know it's not a leveling thing, but I always add a little bit more flour anyway. So, move that aside. I'm going to, where's my lid? I have too many things in front of me. So we need 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Leave the all-purpose out. Okay. Salt. Teaspoon. Salt. 1. And a half. Boom. And a kiss for good measure. And we're gonna set this aside. So I'm gonna put it up here. And then we're going to do, in a measuring cup, which I have out. Would you look at that? Measure 1 3/4 cup of warm water. Okay, so I got my water warm, and it's, we put the yeast in there, which is 1 teaspoon of yeast, and I have active dry. And that might be all I have left in here. Yeah, so pretty much all I have left in here. I'm just gonna dump all this in here. Okay, yeast. A tablespoon of olive oil, and ooh, I should have done that the other way around. Oh well. We'll just do this. Tablespoon of sugar. And I'm gonna, I think I stir it. Combine well. Add yeast mixture to flour mixture. Grabbing that. So I might have just made this, I should have made this in a glass bowl because I'm looking at the recipe and it's saying like I should have, like I don't need to use this. So I got that down for no reason, but that's okay. Because that's what happens when you pick a bread recipe on the spot. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. So if this says that this is a very wet dough, do not try touching it with your hand. Let on countertop for an hour, then place in the fridge for 4 hours, up to 12, and leave it overnight. Well, we don't have the type of time, so. I mean, kind of. Yeah, we kind of have that time. It might not be 4 hours, but enough time. So this says just to mix until well combined. So there's no flour left on the bottom. And that noise in the background you're hearing is my AC. I'm not turning it off. It gets hot in here, and I'm gonna be heating up the oven. I have soup on the stove, you know. I can't just do that. So once, there's still some flour down here. you get all the flour out of the bottom. We're gonna leave it on the counter for an hour, and then we're gonna put it in the fridge for 4, which is gonna probably be more like 2. Yeah. So. Okay. I got all the flour incorporated into the dough. It is very wet. It is a very wet dough. I do give it that. So this is what it looks like after mixing it a bunch of times. Sorry, I'm still mixing it. I love bread. Oh my god. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Looks good. So it says cover with plastic wrap, or a clean kitchen towel, but I'm gonna cover with plastic wrap. Sorry if you don't like that, but that's what I'm doing. So plastic wrap. I got some of the bread on my finger. So yeah. Set it and forget it for an hour. So I'll see you guys in an hour just to see when it doubles in size. I'm just gonna check in and then I'm gonna put it in the fridge. It's not gonna be for the full 4 hours. We'll see if that has any effect on it. I'm sure the bread's still gonna be really good, so we ain't concerned about that. I'm gonna just pop this aside, so I'll see you in an hour. With a cleaner space. I'm just checking in. It's been about an hour and the bread has risen a little bit. So I'm gonna move it to the fridge, I guess, for like 2 hours. And then I'm gonna, for 3 hours. And then I'm gonna bake it. Yeah. Okay, cool. See you then. It's been about 2 hours. I know the recipe said that the bread needed to bake for 4, but I don't want to do that. I mean, not bake it, like sit for 4 hours. It's just not in my cards. Like, I want to do it. I'm doing it my way. I want to get this bread rolling, you know? So, I have to get another spoon because I washed the other one and now I'm just making a bigger mess. I got these cake pans out, which I could use for bread and make like little round loaves, which is what I think I want to do. And that's what I'm going to do. And let's get this dough out. So it says to generously pour the some flour onto your station. And I'm gonna angle it like over here in this area. Let me just. Okay, so I'm gonna do it like right here. Move some of this stuff over. I did wipe the area down before I did this, so I'm gonna turn this fan speed down to low so the flour's not blowing everywhere. So now you probably hear, you can definitely hear the AC and now I have the washing machine going. So like I said, I'm doing some house chores, baking bread, very domestic, wife me up. Just kidding, I am wiped up. Okay, so this is very generous, but this dough is super sticky. Woo. And we're gonna get her out of here. Yeah. And I'm just gonna knead it a couple times. And it says that this makes 2 loaves of bread. I might just make it into 1 giant loaf of bread. But then I'm kind of like feeling generous making it in 2 loaves. So let's cut her in half. Use a knife. Okay, that's half. And it says to flour 2 pans. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take some of this flour I put on the table and like dust it in here. I don't like that. I changed my mind. I'm gonna oil these with some olive oil. Olive oil. That was because the obvious, like I'm baking bread, I'm getting flour everywhere. I'm the messiest cook ever. You can ask anyone, but my food's good, so you know, we try. And there, oiled. Throw that in there. Be back. I gotta look at the instructions. It's just told me I need to let it proof for 30 minutes. So I'm putting this in here, and we're just gonna let it proof for 30 minutes. Wow. These are kind of big, but I don't care. See you guys in 30 minutes after I clean up this mess.
So here's the bread in the oven. In the bottom of the oven, I have a small container of water, so it releases steam so the bread gets crispy. And the